everybody, it is Julie. Welcome back to Pages and Pens. Today I am here with my September and October anti-haul video. Let's jump right into it. If you are new to my channel and or new to my anti-haul series, my anti-hauls are something that were kind of sparked by my beauty side of YouTube, which I did for a while. I don't do anymore. But Kimberly Clark made very popular an anti-haul series where they went over all the things that they were not going to buy just to kind of cut back on consumerism a little bit in the beauty industry. I have brought it over to BookTube and I love it. So I'm going to be going over a couple things in September that I am not interested in, October that I'm not interested in, and then let you know why. Just know these might be books that really work for you. I might be saying some of your keywords and you might be like, I'm gonna check that book out now. For me, they're not gonna make the cut, and I just need to be selective about what I'm putting on my shelves. That's just the long and short of it. I have my laptop in front of me because that's where I have all of my notes on the books that are coming up soon. I've got Goodreads open for all of them. I will be putting pictures up of the covers so that you guys can get a little bit of information about it as well. So we're going to start off with September. This is going up a little bit later in September than I would have liked, so some of these might already be out. A couple of these come out on my birthday on the 10th, which is tomorrow. You're just gonna get the ones that I'm not gonna be buying. The first thing is The Queen of Cursed Things, and this is by S.M. Gaither. This is the first of the Serpents and King trilogy. This one doesn't really do anything for me. She's the last member of a cursed and deadly clan. He's the crown prince. Together they must save the empire or destroy it. I'm kind of over the whole royalty, you know, he's a prince, she's a rebel kind of a thing. The royal storyline for me is just kind of dead and gone, and I would like it to stay that way. In fantasy, it just doesn't really kind of do anything for me anymore. It's a little oversaturated and I'm just not feeling it. That one comes out on the 1st. The Nanny by Gilly Macmillan comes out on the 10th. No interest. It's about a nanny. Her beloved nanny, Hannah, left without a trace in 1988. 7-year-old Jocelyn was devastated. Dark, unpredictable tale of family secrets that explores the lengths people will go to hurt one another. No. Anything involving a nanny, I'm usually straight out. That is my profession, and it just freaks me out, creeps me out, and I'm not interested in it. I'm very selective in my like horror thrillers because I get scared really easily, and I don't want that. I don't want that at all. And next up, also on the 10th, is Elora E. Weymouth's A Treason of Thorns. The cover is gorgeous. Like, it's actually stunning, but this one is almost like the manor is alive kind of a tale. The thorns and the branches take over and they're the caretakers for this kind of a place. I recently just read a book where the house was kind of alive. I don't know. I'm not feeling the vibes on this one. There is magic, deadly, twisting lush blooms into thorns, poisoning livestock, destroying crops. The very soul of the estate is crying out. Maybe it ends up being amazing, but for me, it's not intriguing me. This one is a little bit different. This is Alice Hoffman's. This one comes out on the 24th, and this is The World That We Knew. We kind of know her from her Practical Magic series. I like her writing. This one is historical. So this one is set in 1941, humanity's darkest hours. 3 unforgettable women must act with courage to survive. It's in Berlin. I'm not feeling this one. So this one's going to be a pass. And then my last one for September is actually going to be a Meg Cabot. This is No Judgments. This one comes out on the 24th. I don't really know anything about this other than I don't really read Meg Cabot, and I don't really feel like I want to start now. I do know that Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads loves Meg Cabot's work. I think she wanted to like read through the entirety of her works. I don't know if she has or not, but this is a hurricane severs power to this little island in Florida, no connection to the mainland. She's already escaped one storm, her emotionally abusive ex, so a hurricane seems like a piece of cake. And then her ex shows up, but there's a new guy in town as well. I don't think this one's going to be for me. So if I'm reading romance, I kind of want it to be really smut heavy. I don't think that's what Meg Cabot writes. I could be wrong, but again, it's just a title I'm not really interested in. I kind of am I'm more of like a hard-hitting contemporary girl, so this one's just not really doing much for me. That was everything for September. I do have a good number of October ones, as well as a couple that when I was going through the list, I had never heard of before, hadn't heard anybody talking about, but really actually interested me, so I'm going to throw them on at the end as well. We're going to start off with the first one that comes out in October. That is October 1st, and it is the World of the Throne of Glass book. This one is Sarah J. Maas's, and this is just a guide to Throne of Glass. The characters, the world, the story. I have not continued with Throne of Glass. I have not read Tower of Dawn. I haven't read Kingdom of Ash. Maybe I will eventually, but I'm leaning towards unhauling the entire series and only keeping the Assassin's Blade because it's like the only thing about that series I actually like. But I'm sure shit not buying a guide to the world. I am certain that a ton of people will. And if you're a super fan, then you already know the world. So like, why are you spending your money on it? Personally, I don't get it. The next one is The Widow of Rose House. This one comes out on the 8th, and it is by Diana Biller. I don't know this author. I think it may be their debut. A young widow restores a dilapidated mansion with the assistance of a charming, eccentric genius, only to find the house is full of dangerous secrets in an effervescent Gilded Age debut novel. No, it's 1875, so it's historic. It's renovating an old mansion, kind of creepy, maybe romance. I don't want to read this, so that's going to be a pass from me. I also have Alexander Christo's Into the Crooked Place. This one also comes out on the 8th. I did not read To Kill a Kingdom, which I believe was like an Ursula Sea Witch kind of a story. I didn't really have any interest in it. This one seems to be like very... Here's the thing. I don't like comparison novels, but it is like a group of people, a heist, a mission. It feels very Six of Crows-y. What was it, like Ace of Spades that I read and didn't really love. Apparently not a very heisty person. I don't know. Early reviews from people I know were like 3 stars. So there's that. Next up is going to be one that comes out on October 8th as well. This one I have already read. It's The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. I will not be buying a finished copy of this. I will not be continuing with this series. I talk about this more in my wrap up at the end of the month, but I 1-starred this. I barely got through without DNFing this book. I did tab it. I read it. I finished the whole damn thing. I'm keeping it because it is signed and personalized to me. I met Renee Ahdieh at BookCon and BEA, and I've never read anything by her before. I didn't read The Wrath and the Dawn. I didn't read the Flame and the Mist series. I didn't know what to expect going into this with her writing. I don't mind her writing. Some of it was really pretty, but this was the most disappointing book I've read this year. This was hot garbage. If you are wanting a resurgence of vampires, if you're looking for that next vampire series, like this has been pitched as like the return of vampires, they're coming back, she's writing vampires in New Orleans. It was page 295 before the word vampire was mentioned. That's just reference point. Let me just give you a reference point. I literally have an annotation that says finally when vampire is mentioned. That's here, guys, here. This is not the book you think it's going to be, period. So that's a hard no. And then I have The House of Brides. This is Jane Cochran's novel, and this is a thrilling debut. It is a psychological suspense in which a young woman whose life is in tatter flees her family estate in England, but instead of comfort finds chilling secrets and lies. This one comes out on the 22nd, and I am apparently really strange, but I'm not big on novels set in England, running from estate, finding out family secrets and lies. Again, thrillers, I'm pretty specific. I want them to have usually like a fantasy aspect or something else that draws me in. I don't usually do straight thrillers or like family thrillers. Psychological thriller is a keyword that usually grabs me, but the rest of this premise just doesn't really speak to me. And then we have another, oh no, this one's October 15th, so I flip-flop some dates here. This is Salvaged by Madeleine Roux. This one is about a woman on the run in space. So this is a sci-fi, shelved as sci-fi, horror, and thriller. It's about people that get infected with an alien parasite and they need to then go and try to save humanity or whatever alien species they are from this parasite. Doesn't really interest me. Again, if I'm going to read something like this, I'm going to read it from Myra Grant. I do have Alien Echo, which is about aliens, from Myra Grant. I also have Parasite and Symbiote, which is by Myra Grant, which is about a parasite that infects people through medicine. I do want to read both of those, but it's because I also know I love their writing. Myra Grant, Shauna Maguire's writing is just phenomenal to me, so I am going to give those a try. But again, if I'm going to give those genres or topics a try, it's going to be with a writer I trust. So I'm going to skip this one. I also have Sandra Mitchell's All the Things We Do in the Dark. This one actually has early ratings that are decent. This is LGBT, which I did not know, and young adult. And a decent amount of people actually have this marked as to be read. There's no such thing as a secret. Something happened to Ava. A curving scar on her face is proof, but Ava would rather keep that hidden, buried deep in her heart and soul. Her best friend Sid has tattoos, a colorful quilt, a security blanket all over her body. Now Haley, beautiful sweet Haley, who seems to like Ava as much as Ava likes her. Ava's not letting anything get in the way of finally seeking peace, but in the woods on the outskirts of town, the traces of someone else's secret lie frozen, awaiting Ava's discovery. What she finds can threaten to topple the carefully constructed wall of normalcy that she has spent years building. Secrets leave scars, but when the secret's not your own, what do you do? It just doesn't really appeal to me. Then we have a young adult fantasy by Kelly Kuhn. This is the last of my anti-haul. This one comes out on October 29th. Looks like this might be her debut. And this one is a fierce fantasy duology about three maidens who are chosen for their land's greatest honor. One girl is determined to save her sister from the grave. A ruler falls deathly ill, a beautiful sister. Someone's chosen to be a sacred maiden to join them in the afterlife. It's an honor. Someone's gonna die for a dude because that's all we're good for. I'm sure they rebel. They don't want to do that. It's feminist and probably great. I'm kind of over it right now. I don't know what I'm looking for in fantasy anymore, but it ain't that. So those are going to be the things that I am not going to be purchasing. If these get rave reviews, I might check them out at the library. I might check them out on Kindle or somewhere affordable, but I'm probably not going to be running out to get any of these things. They just don't interest me. Personally, these might be 100% up your alley. There's also a ton of books that are coming out in September, October that I still have ARCs for that I haven't gotten to yet, but I'm actually really excited for. They might end up like this, where I read it, I'm really excited for it, and then it just falls flat. But for right now, I can't say. There were a couple of things that I wanted to show you that I think I am interested in that I had no clue. I had never heard about it. So a couple things that come out in October that I'd never heard of that I'm actually interested in. The first one is going to be The Remaking by Clay McLeod Chapman. This is inspired by a true story. It's a supernatural thriller for fans of horror and true crime. I'm neither of those things, but inspired by a true story for some reason is really gripping me. This one is about somebody who lives in the woods surrounding a creek in Virginia for nearly a decade. Publicly, she and her daughter are shunned from their upper crust family and the residents of the town. Privately, desperate townspeople visit them for apothecary cures. Until accused of witchcraft, the mother and daughter are burned at the stake in the middle of the night. This story is an urban legend shaped around campfires, and then we're gonna hear about it through like podcasts and I think a little bit of mixed media. I'm kind of here for it. I just read Rules for Vanishing and loved it, and it was kind of told in that interrogation format where you get video footage, text messages, you get first accounts of the interviews. I'm kind of here for that right now. So that one comes out on the 8th of October, and I'm actually pretty interested in it. Also, we have I Know You Remember by Jennifer Donaldson. I believe this is the author of Lies You Never Told Me. This is young adult mystery thriller. Again, who knew? This is apparently about a girl who goes missing, and it's in Anchorage, Alaska. Zara vanishes from a party just days before Ruthie's return. Darker still are rumors that something happened to Zara while Ruthie was gone, something that changed her forever. They try to piece it and puzzle it together. I'm kind of into it. I don't know why. Again, thrillers are not normally my thing, but that one comes out on the 8th and I'm here for it. Next up is October 31st. This is a Shauna Maguire release. This one is called Laughter at the Academy. The cover is not fantastic at all. I don't love the font. I don't love the color. From forest fairy tales to gloomy gothic moors, from gleaming etymologists, whatever. To the Shores of Neverland, Shauna Maguire's short fiction has been surprising, delighting, confusing, transporting her readers since 2009. For the first time, that short fiction has been gathered together in one place, ready to be enjoyed, one twisting, tangled tale at a time. So this is just a bind-up of all of her short stories, none of which I've read before, all of which I think I really, really want to read. I adore Shauna Maguire. I'm really trying to go through her backlist as both Shauna Maguire and Myra Grant and read as much as I can, just because I've yet to find something, except for like From Dawn to Dusk to Dawn to whatever that heckin' book was called. Didn't really love that one, but otherwise her writing is so gripping, and as a writer I really kind of want to study what it is I love about her writing and see if I can implement it in my own. So I will 100% be getting this book when it comes out in late October, because it sounds like it's right up my alley. I love the idea of having all of her short stories compiled in one place, and now I can just read through them. I haven't read any of them before, and now I can. So that is going to be everything for my anti-haul for September and October. I will be doing another one for November, December, and then we'll get into the new year. But that's going to be it for this one. Let me know what on here actually sparks your interest that you think you would actually really enjoy. Let me know if there's any other books that are coming out that you are just not interested in at this time. And that's going to be it for this one. Thanks for supporting this series. I really enjoy doing it. Thank you for giving me the space and the freedom to do a series like this. But that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, be sure to give me a big thumbs up. Click that subscribe button, click the notification bell so you know when I put out new videos, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye, guys.